I was driving in upstate New York one day, and so many different political bumper stickers. It was around the time of an election some years back. I don't remember which one in particular. Um, but I never found many bumper stickers to be very appealing at all. But until one day I pulled up behind this vehicle as I was coming off an off ramp. And what the bumper sticker said was, do you know that you've been trained to think in a certain way before you knew what was going on? Wow, I loved that. And I took it in. And I said to myself, Nangaku, are you aware of the conditioning and the training that you've been through that caused me to think in a certain way before I knew what was going on? Which means today that if you've been to school and you've been to university and you've been through the college of this life, in some way, since you were very little, you've been conditioned to think in a very particular curated way. And that means right now, as you're hearing me in a very particular conditioned way. Who are you outside of that conditioning? What is your naturalness? In a way of looking at this, you and most people and me have been colonized by a system, colonized by a belief system, colonized by a societal way, by a religious system, so that we can behave in a predictable manner. Colonization and predictability go hand in hand, because before there was colonization, there were wild peoples. And often for some folks, when we hear that word wild, we think savage, or we think uncivilized, or we think of dirty, or we think of a kind of savagery. But there's a rewilding movement that's beginning, and it's getting traction, and it's gaining momentum, where we need to be able to confront our fear of our wild, untamed selves. Do you have any sense of how it is that you shackle, imprison, paddock, hold within a domesticated life yourself? Not doing anything that's going to be offensive, or anything that's going to get you into trouble, or anything that's not going to be acceptable to whomever is guarding the gate of the farm paddock. Are you being farmed? Or are you like a wild animal that is uncontainable, that is living from a place of pure, spontaneous, unconditioned wildness, that is free? Colonialism is not free. To be colonized is not to be free. To be in liberty and to be in sovereignty is to begin to embrace the spontaneous wild that rests within your heart. On our nature-based wisdom teachings that finds its way through this new module that's about to begin on the 3rd of August, called The Medicine of Nature, we go on this journey to invite out your wildness, to find the uncurated, unembellished, unshackled, unleashed, true being of who it is that you are, so that your heart can lead the way and present in its spontaneous, in the moment fullness as a nature being, as a natural human being, as opposed to a sculpted, manufactured one who was taught to think in a certain way before you knew what was going on. Let's break mold. Let's bring in the trickster. Let's bring in the shapeshifter who cannot be grabbed, who cannot be pointed in a direction that others choose for you to go, but rather to manifest yourself as who it is that you are. It's trustworthy, it's reliable, yet it's so wild and unpredictable. Do you have the courage to re-meet your natural, spontaneous wildness? If you do, then please apply. Applications close on the 21st of July, and we would love to experience your unique nature medicine that you carry, and coming along with that, the license to be the wild one that you've always destined to be.